Hello and welcome back to the High Desert Ranch and Homestead. I'm Robert, and if you're joining for the first time, welcome, and I hope this channel will be informative and a ticket to help you escape the ordinary. Today I'll be talking about and showing you just what it's like to make a round bale. But first, before we make bales round or rectangle, whatever the shape may be, it's always important to rake. And in this case, I have taken the opportunity to rake just a few days previous after we cut, and I'm making sure that just one last time that the bales will be perfect, as believe it or not, baling hay is not only an art, but it also is a science. So by making what is a windrow, and a windrow, as you can see, is the rows of hay that have been raked up to be dried out by the wind, and depending on how thick and how much grass or hay has been cut, the windrow size can be varied and changed by adjusting the rake. In this case, there's a 20-foot rake that is used, which is very helpful for not only a single row, but also combining multiple rows of cut hay to then be baled by a round baler. So with this round baler, it is different, as you can see, from a traditional square baler, whereas it has several rubber bands that basically, as the hay is scooped up by the rake, it is then spun at a very high velocity to basically compact into what is a 4-foot round bale. And these bales are about 850 to 900 pounds. And because of the exceptional drought conditions being experienced here, I am having to drive around the field quite a bit just to make sure that we can get the bales of hay, or enough hay necessary to create an 850 to 900 pound bale of hay. However, there is some good news. I'm quickly trying to get all this hay picked up off the field, because there is supposed to be a storm moving in tonight that will not only bring cooler temperatures, but possibly even snow up in the higher elevations. Yes, that's right. Even in August around these parts, that can happen. So, as far as how do I know when the bale is ready or when it's reached the appropriate size? Well, there is a short window of opportunity to make sure that you don't overfill the bale chamber, and it is indicated by that orange light there on the left-hand side of the baler. It lights up when it is ready to see, and it is a little hard in this video to see, but if you look close enough, you can see that the indicator is starting to light up. Therefore, when that is done, and it has picked up close to 900 pounds of hay off the field, then starts the process of baling. And some round balers, they use netting, and others use plastic, basically like a plastic wrap, to completely wrap up the bale of hay. But this is a little older round baler, but she's a good baler as long as you take her slow and you operate it carefully. This uses that traditional baling twine, which you can see on the left-hand side being fed into the baler. It's a 9500 bale string. And the bale will be wrapped several times across, and you definitely want to go slow, seeing as it will not only wrap it tight, but it will keep it tight, thus preserving as much nutrients as possible, and making it easier to transport, and even picking it up off the field and loading it onto trucks, and for the end customer as well, that they'll be able to safely offload the bale of hay without it breaking, because the last thing you want is for 900 pounds of hay to be literally explode wherever it is you don't want it to be, other than out in a field or a pasture feeding a group of cows. So with that being said, after the bale has been wrapped several times, it's now time to offload the bale and make sure you're on mainly level ground, otherwise the bale will roll and roll, and you don't want a 900 pound bale rolling uncontrolled throughout your hayfield. Not a good thing. And we're off to make some more round bales of hay. So there you have it. There's a little procedure on the round bales. And some people ask, what's the difference? What are the reasons for this, like small rectangular bales that are about 65 pounds and these round bales that are about 850 to 900 pounds? And it really all depends on your use and application. And so for these round bales, they'll be for a larger cattle operation. The small round bales are usually for smaller people, as far as like smaller operations. And honestly, just some can't afford the equipment to haul around these large round bales. So that's why we're having to do what we're having to do. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, sorry, I'm just watching the sprinkler head. So now we're gonna go take the tractor and the zedder and go pick up some of these other bales of hay and get them out of the field, because it is going to storm tonight, and so we definitely don't want to have that be an issue and spoil the hay. So I'm going to get off this tractor, hop in the other one, and load up those other bales out of the field. But I appreciate you coming along and seeing just what it's like to live here in the high desert of the Intermountain West. Please like, subscribe, share, and again, I hope you learned a little something today. And I'm glad that I was your ticket to escape the ordinary here on the High Desert Ranch and Homestead.